parenting. Today we are going to talk about eN-Parenting. What is parenting? What is how we can raise the child and how we can have a celebration with the child. That's what we are going to discuss about the intro session to the parenting. And we are going to make sure that you understand how parents can relate to their children, connect to their children, have a celebration life with the children. This is the main theme of parenting. See, what we have been structuring is eN-Vidyalaya, which is a way to educate the children, giving them right understanding, right thoughts, which can lead them to the next dimensional space, to create a possibility where they can be blossoming into beautiful flowers. Here, what we are doing is, one side we are giving education, the other side the parental conditioning and societal conditioning is too much. So whatever we are doing on the side of education through eN-Vidyalaya and eN-Education, Nithyananda Vidyalaya, unless there is a support side of parenting, it's going to be a longer process for the child. Because parenting conditioning is the very core basic conditioning, as parents bring the child to the world and start giving the lesson right from the day they conceive. Actually, the brain of the child is formed before the parent even know that they have conceived. So the day one of the conceiving, the brain starts forming. So whatever the mother goes through, the child will be the child's understanding starts going through in their brain. So the whole process is, we are going to teach you how we can teach the child once they come out in such a way it becomes a pleasure and it becomes a beautiful relationship, a connection for the child to blossom into the possibilities. So we are actually incarnating the child and giving them the possibility of becoming the domain of the world, that they can go beyond even the parents. So for that, the basic understanding for the parents need to be there. It's an art. Like any other art, the parents have to understand how to groom the child so that it becomes a ease, a pleasure, master of the child. See, Swami says the child is like a mind. Mind keeps on bossing over us. We are unable to control the mind. That is a fact. But a master, he is able to take care of when he requires the mind, he is able to play with the mind. Same way we should be able to play with a child. If the child becomes the boss of us, then our life becomes very difficult, and the child also get into a space which is not required for the child. So what is parenting? When a parent gives birth to a child, not the parent is formed, but a child is born out of that for the parent. I mean, the parent himself goes into a space of child. That's what we need to understand. All the parents try to talk to the child from a parent point of view, which is a very difficult space for a child to understand. That is the main reason why a child learns from a child very quickly. The understanding is so simple, and with all the errors and all the comments that they give is in a spontaneous manner, that the other child learns very quickly. Be it a body language, be it a mental understanding, they're able to understand much more clear than a teacher coming and disciplining a child or a parent coming and disciplining a child. We all know the second child always learns much ahead of a first child. The same parent gave birth to the first and the second, but why is the second or the third learns much faster than the first? Because the parents teaching a child and a child teaching a child is completely different. So what is the space? See, when we were, what we like or in our life, the most precious moment of our life is when we were kids. We were so free of every emotions, everything. All we knew is, I am hungry, I want food. I want to play because I have time. That's all we had. But now we complicated life, that we have to work, we have to earn, we have to take care of this, we have to take care of that. So many things which we think is a burden, and we put it on our head and try to misunderstand the whole thing by making our brain more stressful with lots of emotion which is not required. So what the child space is, mother takes care of everything. If we trust nature to take care of everything, the nature really takes care of everything. But we are unable to balance and accept the nature taking care of us. So that's where the problem. But a child is a beautiful space, and we were there and we were trusting the nature to take care, and in a form of parents. And we are able to survive that somebody always gave us food and somebody always took care of us. We hardly knew to walk or talk or do anything, and parents were there to take care of us, and nature was there. If they're not parents, then there is aunt or friends or somebody always took care. It's not parents are there 24 by 7 in all the schools. It's not the teacher is there 24 by 7, but there is somebody always to help the child, because the child trusts nature that there is somebody for us. So, and also the space the child has is zero stress because of that. Hardly kids know about worry or stress. That is the negative thought. Will somebody catch me and go? Will I die without food? All that kind of common things which adult has. If we don't have a job, we don't have a money. If you don't have a money, you don't have food. All kind of stress a child never goes through, because child trusts there is somebody who gives me food and there is somebody for who you going to be taken care. So the whole space the child is trust. They trust and believe that the whole system is going to support them. So that is the space they are in. And whatever learning comes, they take it as very positive learning. Oh, mama has said that. When they are 2 year, 3 year, they say, okay, mama has said that, that has to be a fan. There is no argument on that. This is a light. And mama said that, so it got to be a light. This is a book. So all the things runs on test. Back in it, they see whether it is a book or a fan or what it is. Since slowly mama starts teaching from ignorance to knowledge, intelligence the forming, but during forming that we give them the arrogance, we give them the ego, also the guilt, the fear, the pain, the worry, everything gets added with the knowledge and education system. So the whole child starts becoming one of us. We already are suffering with so many emotion which is not required by our system. We can just get out of our system so easily without getting affected by all these emotion, because we were like that when we were kids. How long a baby will cry? If they get hurt, few minutes they cry and then they are okay. If they are hungry, they cry for milk. The minute they get the milk, they are okay. We can never feed a child 1 ounce more or 1 ounce less. They were so intelligent to know how much to take milk. The mother never kept amount, okay, 2 spoons now, this is how they will take. The mother cannot do that. They can only say, okay, 2 spoons of powder, 2 ounce of, 2 glasses of milk. The ratio they can think about how to mix and keep the milk. But how much to drink the milk, the kid only decides. It has the intelligence of taking food by himself.